Confederation of Finnish Industries in English, and thank you for having me for comment on these reports. And I have prepared some comments on the both of the reports, and I will start by Juhana Vartiainen's report. And it was a very interesting report in that sense that it picks up the Nordic welfare model and the market economy, which have lived so far in perfect cooperation. And it has provided prosperity to us in many sense. And also the political support is, it has been quite extensive here in Finland and in Nordic countries, and of course we cannot deny the importance of the universal education or social security, and especially the case of full employment. Also the high productivity growth is important, which have allowed the constant wage increases in Nordic countries. Also but there are internal and external challenges which are raised in the paper, and as we know that we have already gained and exceeded many targets that the socialist or social democratic parties has set in the beginning of 20th century. But on the other hand, the public deficits and also the lower productivity rise especially in Finland now, and the shrinking workforce is challenging the economic viability of the model at the moment. And also about the globalization, which was picked up the industrial production and also the globalized capital is really putting the traditional nation states in a new business position right now. In my perspective, the study could have also included some of the analysis on the level of taxation and also the increased size of the public sector in the current economy, which we can see as a problematic in Nordic countries in many sense, and also the Finland is becoming one of the new champion in the Nordic context in that sense. And as a conclusions there, it is really picked up nicely that many of the growth ingredients are missing at the moment. So we don't have increase in workforce and also the increase in high productivity gains right now. Also, the Juhana Vartiainen is taking the question of the wage setting that needs to be done on the basis of exporting sectors, which is highlighted correctly in my sense, and also the increase in supply of work, which is important in this moment, and for example through retirement age. That's one of the tools for that. Also, I think the high wages can be paid if the productivity rise continues. That for business or employer perspective, employers do not aim for low wages and race to the bottom. That's not the point. And it's if the productivity rise continues, the businesses can pay high wages also. And then we turn our eyes to the innovation policy. That's one of the main tools for rising productivity. Also, the collective bargaining model is under scrutiny in many sense, and in employee association, also in public opinion, in some of the professionals also think that there are many inflexibilities that relate to the collective bargaining model, for example, in working hours, work-related standards, and dual learning systems and things like that. They are often more growth inhibiting than really the wage setting or high wages. So that was my comment on the Juhana Vartiainen's report. And now to the innovation policy report. There were a few interesting notions there that, of course, the Nordic countries we perform well in R&D. And innovation activities, but in paper, in many sense, I can say. If you look at the Finnish trade balance, the low growth figures, the productivity growth, structural problems that we have in economy, the performance of the system does not look so good, and also in many ways we lack the reliable data on innovation output. That how do we justify the relationship between R&D inputs and low new products and services in the market. And also Finland was one of the top R&D investors, and I think we may be losing the top position to Sweden as we speak because of the Nokia lower investments in R&D by Nokia, and also lower investments in public R&D at the moment. There are also some interesting differences in Nordic innovation systems which are highlighted, that the Denmark and Sweden has a university system where universities play a central role, and on the other hand, Finland and Norway has a more kind of a non-university institutes which have played more important role. But although the role of Finnish technical universities should be undermined in that sense, because I think very important for the Finnish system is the Otaniemi and Tampere and Oulu, the technical universities there that which have played also important role in Finnish technology miracle in that sense. And also the Finnish current system has been favorable to universities in many sense in recent years, that which are also mentioned in the report, that at universities they gained autonomy and a new capital in the recent university reform, and the funding for universities have remained really steady, and on the other hand, for example, Tekes funding has gone down. But also there are very unsatisfied voices raising on the university reform, which already was picked up by Päivi Lipponen, that it is said in many sense that do they really support industrial collaboration, and also they are missing opportunities in structural reforms and focusing on specialization activities in the university sector. So I think that's one of the main things that we need to concentrate in the future, and probably the next government. And a final comment on the report. Somehow the beef was still missing on the report. In my opinion, that there should have been something more concrete about how the differences affect the growth opportunities in Nordic countries. What are the policy implications that rise? Is the Nordic model superior to other European countries or American models, or things like that should maybe have been important to also elaborate on the report. Thank you.